We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you. Hello. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Once again, we're officially in Dirty December. So those of you who are coming to Ghana from the diaspora, please come down and have fun, okay? I will not be participating. However, those of you that are coming to enjoy, please enjoy on my behalf, okay? Welcome back to another vlog. I hope you all have been enjoying these vlogs where I go back to my roots, back to my childhood, and sharing those memories, going back to memory lane and sharing those with you all. Once again, if you're new to this channel and you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers here. Like the video and also share your thoughts in today's video in the comment section below. How are you celebrating your Christmas this year? How is it going for you? All right, so in today's video, I will be talking more into detail about this area, which is Chemu. This part of Chemu is where my sister and I, because at this point when we lived here, we were only two siblings. My parent had only had two daughters, which is myself and my elder sister. So we used to come here to play, guys. Like, we used to roam the streets here. We used to have friends in this area. Once again, Chemu is part of like literally the top 5 slums in Accra. So you know where your girl started from, literally from the bottom, okay? But the reason why I enjoyed coming to this area was because it gave us easy access to the ocean, which is the Gulf of Guinea. If you check on the map, Gulf of Guinea is a border for us in Ghana, and it gives us access to that ocean. But there's a huge gutter, which we call the Chemu lagoon, that actually meets with the ocean in a way, depending on how filled up it is. I don't know if it's a gutter or if it's a river, but whatever it is a huge water body. And unfortunately, because this area is a slum, there isn't proper waste disposal, which is quite unfortunate, because as you can see, there's like trash or filth all on the ground. People live here. People are literally surviving here. There are buildings or homes that are built like literally on the trash, as you can see right now. Like, there's plastics all over in the soil or the sand, and it's quite unfortunate. This is the water that I'm talking about, guys. It's filthy, it's dirty, and usually whenever this water would meet with the ocean, which I'll be showing you all very soon, it smells a lot, because once there's movement in this water, the stench that comes out of this water is so bad. We used to live at Chemu, further a few kilometers away from this location, and we could smell it all the way up there. So imagine the people that live here. Look at what people are exposed to. Look at the, like, it's just, looking back at it now, when I was younger and I lived here, it didn't seem this bad. But coming back here and seeing this filth, it's just so bad, and it's so much. And you think that the government, the system that we have in place, would do something about this situation. This gutter or this water body should have been rebuilt or set up such that this thing would not happen. A proper waste disposal system should be set up for the people in the area, so they're not forced to dump their trash or their garbage into this water, because it's not healthy. But it's quite unfortunate, but this is what they're saddled with. And I don't know, this is going to be like a call to action situation. If there's any group of individuals, whether it's an NGO or group of individuals that have a project when it comes to keeping Ghana clean, I'm obviously willing to jump on board, because this is just crazy. This is the least I can do to help the community that I literally grew up in. But when we got here this day, I'm particularly pleased that we came here this day, because the Chemu had busted, which is the lagoon had busted, in the sense that whenever the lagoon, which is the black dirty water that you see right now, gets super full, it breaks the barrier between itself and the ocean, which is this beach sand right there, and it causes the water to flow out and meet with the ocean, or flow into the ocean. So that's what's happening right now. Essentially, it became full, and it broke open, and it's flowing. When we asked around, they said this drain can happen, or it's flowing like this can happen for like a day or two, depending on how much water needs to go out before it actually dries back up again. But it's just filled with so much filth and so much dirt. And this is the beach, guys. The beach sand has been polluted so badly, and all this water is literally going into the ocean. All this filth is going into the ocean. Okay, and where we were standing, is behind the camera is Chemu, and where the gentleman crossed over to is called Chemu. So the water is called Chemu. So behind it, or after you cross that water, is the Chemu, and then where we're standing is the Chemu. Okay, so all this dirt, all this filth is literally flowing into the water. So you might think that this doesn't affect you because obviously you don't live here, but it's going into the ocean. Wherever, I mean, it will be diluted by the ocean, but it still doesn't take away the fact that all this filth is going into the ocean. The kids are obviously having a field day in the water because they've been doing this. They're adapted to the conditions of the area. But some time ago, I've crossed this water before. It wasn't as big like this. It wasn't as open like this, because the bigger the tunnel or where the water is flowing to, or the canal that the water is flowing through, the more it means the river was very full. But I've crossed it before when it was flowing just a tiny little bit, and as the water reduces, the gap or this canal would close up as well. But I've closed it when it was closed. I've crossed it when it was closed up, and I've crossed it when it was flowing just a little bit. But typically the force is so fast that somebody can help you cross it, or you can try and attempt to cross it yourself, or somebody can carry you to cross it. When it's super small, they sometimes put a wooden structure on top of it so others can be able to walk on it and cross it. There are several bridges over the water though as you move down, which I'll show you all later. But living here was not easy, guys. It was just one of those moments or times in our lives when we were going through it. Okay, when your parents come from nothing and they try to make something out of nothing, it's kind of hard, right? And the biggest opportunity that we got was be able to travel outside of the country, which we're able to capitalize on it, and then now we can benefit from that. But sometimes it's good to just look back at your past just to see where you started from, because this was my beginning. Okay, this was literally my beginning. My situation was not as bad as my parents, because obviously theirs were probably worse than mine, but it just goes to show that things can change in your life. So as the water flows into the ocean, all that filth goes into the ocean. So like I was saying before, I'm willing to jump on board if there's any NGO or group of individuals that have projects where we keep Ghana clean. We can work something out and see how best we can get support to be able to change the condition of this area. Even if it is to build like a better bridge for them, for the people to be able to cross over, because under no circumstance should somebody be risking their life crossing that water. Wherever the river and the ocean meets is the estuary, and usually the pressure or the force there can be super strong that one can literally be pushed into the ocean. And if you don't know how to swim, then you're literally going to drown. So keep Ghana clean once again. I'm willing to get on board so we can give the necessary support to see how best we can clean this area and maintain it such that people are not forced to live in an environment like this. It is not healthy. And I get it. The more you live in a place like this, the more your body or your genes adapt to the situation or the circumstances. But that should not be the case. This area, though, the Choco and the Chemu, is a fishing community as well. So there are you see certain places or certain sections where people actually they fish. That's one of the main sources of income in the area as well. But yes, as you can see, the pigs having a field day. This is literally someone's home, guys, on filth. Like literally, the structure was built on literally garbage. It's just insane. Like, to think that it didn't seem as bad as it is when I lived there when I was younger. But yes, we're crossing over to the other side. There's a gutter that is just open and just a lot going on. Okay, I'm just glad I didn't fall into it, because I've fallen in the gutter before. When I used to live here, I fell in a gutter when I was younger. So we're trying not to repeat that same process. So yes, this is the bridge that I was talking about. It's a makeshift bridge, I believe, that had been built to help people cross over, so they're not forced to cross the water itself on foot, but rather use the bridge to gain access to the other side of the water. But it's not strong. Honestly, I would not be walking over that. I don't know what the weight limit or restriction is for that bridge, but then again, that's something else that can be done for the area. Like I said earlier on, there are other bridges or other structures that connect people from the Chemu to Chemu to cross this water. And so far, I think I've only seen one that is actually a cemented structure that is more fixed and more firm compared to this one. So I mean, the government can do better, but then again, there are people that live here, and even if we come and we clean the water, remove all the filth, build a new bridge, among other things, if the maintenance culture in this area is not developed or people are not taught that, then it will go back to what it is. And like I said in my previous vlogs, living in this area, a lot of the homes don't have built-in bathrooms, restrooms, bathrooms, or proper waste disposal locations, right? So here, this garbage you see is probably filth from obviously regular garbage, people doing number one, number two businesses in it. So people will do number two, tie it in a bag or something, and come dump it here as well. So it's like there's no proper structure when it comes to disposal, waste disposal. So that is the biggest issue here. Once that is resolved, then nobody will have a need to come and dump trash in here, right? So I think that can be go a long way to help as well. But I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Once again, link me up. Want to keep Ghana clean, so whatever we can do to help this community, I'm open to it. Keep watching the vlogs, keep supporting the channel, subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for more videos. I will definitely see you all in my next one. Bye-bye.